There's a war being waged for your future, right now. But the enemy, it isn't who you think it is. It's an invisible force, a hidden set of unspoken rules designed with one purpose: to keep you exactly where you are.
I want you to be honest with yourself. Think about it. That moment, right before the big leap, when you're on the very edge of victory, what happens? That sudden, almost bizarre urge to mess it all up, to slam on the brakes. Why? Why do you seem to run from the very thing you claim to want the most?
You've found us. Welcome to Unspoken Rules. We don't do comfort here. We deal in cold, hard, psychological truth. And today, we are taking a sledgehammer to the very architecture of self-sabotage. We are going to expose the machine that has been secretly running your life so you can finally see it for what it is.
Okay, let's start with the first battlefield, the one that's outside of you. Because before you even get a chance to sabotage yourself, you need to understand that the world around you has already laid all the groundwork. It has systems in place, systems designed to punish achievement.
First, you need to understand something called tall poppy syndrome, TPS. The idea goes all the way back to ancient Rome. The story goes, King Tarquinius walked through a garden, and without saying a word, he just started cutting off the heads of the tallest poppies. The message was brutal. It was clear. Anyone who stands out, anyone who dares to grow taller than the rest, will be cut down. Today, the sword is gone, but it's been replaced. Replaced with resentment, with criticism, with social attacks.
And that connects to an even more primal, more guttural instinct, the crab mentality. Picture this. You put a bunch of crabs in a bucket. You don't even need a lid, because the second one crab gets close to the top, close to freedom, the others will reach up and pull it right back down into the pile. It's a raw, disturbing metaphor for a hidden social rule that says, if I can't have it, then neither can you.
Now, it is crucial that you understand the difference here. It all comes down to timing. Tall poppy syndrome attacks you after you've already succeeded. You're the poppy that actually managed to grow tall. But crab mentality, that's preemptive. It pulls you down before you can even get a taste of the top. One punishes success, the other makes sure success is never even born.
But here's the uncomfortable truth, and I need you to really hear this. Those outside forces, the poppies and the crabs, they aren't the real problem. They're just a mirror. They only have power because they activate something far more dangerous, a traitor that lives inside your own mind. That is the real enemy.
The legendary psychologist Abraham Maslow, he saw this enemy, and he gave it a name, the Jonah complex. You know, after the biblical figure who literally ran away from his own destiny. And get this straight, this is not a fear of failure. It is the deep, profound, existential fear of your own greatness. It's you running away from your highest potential because you are terrified of the responsibility that comes with it.
Just listen to Maslow's own words here. We fear our highest possibilities. We are generally afraid to become that which we can glimpse in our most perfect moments. Think about that. In your best moments, you see a vision of who you could be, and it scares you. You know why? Because for that powerful version of you to live, your old, familiar, comfortable self has to cease to exist.
So how does this actually play out? Well, psychologist Gay Hendricks gave us the perfect modern analogy for it. He calls it the upper limit problem. Imagine you have a thermostat deep in your subconscious, but it's not for temperature. It's for happiness and success, and it's set to a very specific, very familiar level. The moment things get too good, you get the promotion, you feel too much joy, you fall in love, you go past that setting, an alarm goes off, and you will unconsciously do something to create drama or failure, just to bring the feeling right back down to that familiar zone of just okay. So, what's triggering this alarm? Hendricks found there are 4 hidden barriers, 4 subconscious beliefs that are running the show. The first one? A deep feeling that you are fundamentally flawed. It's that little voice that whispers, "Who do you think you are? You don't deserve this." The second? A fear of disloyalty and abandonment. The belief that if you become too successful, you'll be leaving your friends and family behind. Third, the belief that more success just brings a bigger burden. You don't see freedom, you see a heavier cage. And finally, number 4, the crime of outshining. The deep-seated fear that if your light shines too bright, it'll make other people uncomfortable. So you dim yourself to keep the peace.
Now, these hidden barriers, they aren't just feelings. No, they manifest as concrete actions. That enemy within, it has a playbook. It has an arsenal of weapons that it deploys to make damn sure you never cross your own upper limit.
Let's talk about weapon number 1, self-handicapping. And be honest, you know this one. This isn't laziness, oh no, it's a brilliant psychological strategy. Before a big presentation, before an important exam, you create an excuse for failure in advance. You stay out late, you don't prepare, you suddenly don't feel well. Why? So that if you fail, you can blame the handicap, not your actual ability. And hey, if you somehow succeed, well, then you look like a genius who didn't even have to try. It's a twisted way to protect your ego, no matter the outcome.
But here's the devastating trap. This creates a vicious cycle. The self-handicapping leads to worse performance. That poor performance then crushes your self-esteem. And what does lower self-esteem make you do? It makes you more likely to self-handicap again in the future. The very strategy you use to protect your ego is the thing that is systematically destroying it, locking you in a prison of your own making. And now for the most common weapon in the entire arsenal. Procrastination. Let's get one thing crystal clear right now. Procrastination is almost never about bad time management. That's a lie we tell ourselves. It's an emotional coping mechanism. It is a voluntary delay because you are afraid. Afraid you'll fail. Afraid you'll be judged. Afraid that you're just not good enough to pull it off.
And look, this isn't just some theory. The science is undeniable. Studies show a significant negative correlation between procrastination and self-esteem. The number is R equals negative 0.453. In plain English, what that number means is this. The more you procrastinate, the lower your self-esteem goes. It's almost a law of psychological physics. Every single time you delay, you are casting a vote against yourself.
So now we have to go deeper, past the social, past the psychological, all the way down to the biological wiring. Because this isn't a moral failure. It's not a character flaw. Your urge to self-sabotage is actually a primal survival mechanism hardwired directly into your nervous system.
A psychiatrist named Dan Siegel came up with this brilliant concept called the window of tolerance. Just think of it as the optimal zone for your nervous system. It's your sweet spot. When you're inside this window, you feel calm, you're alert, you can handle whatever life throws at you. But here's the key. A massive opportunity can feel just as stressful to your nervous system as a massive threat, and both can push you right out of that window.
And when you get pushed out, you can go one of two ways. You can get pushed above the window into hyperarousal. That's your classic fight or flight. Your heart pounds, your thoughts are racing, you feel anxious, overwhelmed. Or you can get pushed below the window into hypoarousal. That's the freeze response. You feel numb, disconnected, empty, completely unable to act. Both are your body's attempt to survive what it perceives as an overwhelming situation.
And this explains everything. That life-changing opportunity appears, the promotion, the relationship, the big break, and your ancient subconscious brain doesn't see a gift, it sees a threat. It sees a massive power surge that threatens to overload the entire system. So what does it do? What any good system does, it trips the circuit breaker. Click. It shuts everything down to prevent damage. You freeze, you go numb, you procrastinate. That's not you being weak, that is a deep, protective, biological response kicking in.
Which brings us to right now, in this moment. You've seen the external pressures. You've met the enemy in your own mind. You have examined its weapons, and now you have seen the deep biological wiring that powers the whole thing. You are at a point of no return. You simply cannot unsee what you have just been shown.
The entire system of self-sabotage is a machine. It's been running in the background of your life, automatically. And up until now, you've just been a cog in that machine, playing your part without even realizing it. But now you see the gears. You understand the programming. So the question is no longer if the machine exists. The only question that matters is, now that you see it, will you continue to be just another cog?
The choice from here is brutally simple. You can click away from this and go right back to being a victim of patterns that you can no longer pretend you don't understand, or you can make a new choice. You can commit to awareness. You can decide that understanding these unspoken rules is the very first step to finally rewriting them. If you are ready to stop being a cog and start being the operator of your own life, then prove it. Hit that subscribe button and comment "I am aware" below. Join the rest of us who choose to see reality as it truly is. The choice is yours.